Hello, and welcome to my unboxing of the Middle-earth films. I should say specifically the live-action ones, because I don't have access to the animated ones. Actually, I need to watch those. But, yeah. So, let's just get right into it. Now, yes, chronologically, and even alphabetically, The Hobbit would be first. However, the Lord of the Rings movies were first. And, I'm sure a lot of you care more about this than this. So, yeah, let's just put The Hobbit to the side for now, and let's look at this. This is the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I made sure I got the extended editions because, I mean, come on. It's nice that the theatrical editions are still being released, and honestly, I think that is how you should first experience them because, like, oh my god. But, like, these are the definitive versions, in my opinion, and basically everyone else's. So, yeah, here's the front, here's the top, here's the bottom, here's the spine, and here's the back. So, while I try to get this open, I should probably mention that I have seen all these movies before. Once. Like, oh, crap. It was like, hold on, I'm trying to think. I think it was 2018. It was, essentially, I'm saying it was a very long time. There we go. So, I'm glad that I got these movies on Blu-ray because, yeah, before it was just like on any streaming service that they were on. So, yeah. There we go. So yeah, I already showed you all the stuff. So then, oh, I didn't realize how shiny this was. I will say though, I have one gripe with the slip box. I don't like how this part right here is like printed directly on the cover. I kind of wish it was like a backing. Like I'm pretty sure this one's actually a backing that you can just take off. But yeah. So yeah, let's just slide out the things. So here we go. Here's Fellowship of the Ring, the first in the trilogy. I really like this one. Yeah, so here's the front, here's the spine, and here's the back. Yeah. So then let's open it up. I don't know if there's any. Okay. So then here's the extended edition disc 1, extended edition disc 2. Yeah, okay. So it's still 2 discs because, you know, they're long movies, and I think you would be able to fit all this on one disc, but you wouldn't be able to have much else. Like I don't even think you'd be able to have alternate commentary or audio tracks. But yeah. And then okay, so here's part 1 from book to vision. Oh man, why did okay, that sucks. How did that happen? There we go. Put that back. And then part 2 from vision to reality. And then right here, the Fellowship of the Ring behind the scenes. Okay, so I noticed that these are DVD when the movies, or like when the movie itself is Blu-ray. I'm not exactly surprised, especially since I'm sure that all of these are in standard def anyway, so there's kind of no point. I think though that like if you did put it on Blu-ray, you'd be able to put more on 1 or 2 discs, so you don't need to have the extra stuff here. I don't know. But yeah, so let's head to the TV and let's see what all of these discs have to offer. Okay, I'm pausing the video now to give a slight apology. Throughout the entirety of this video, I pronounced it as appendix when the singular is appendix. And I don't even say the plural correctly because I say appendices when it's appendices. That is more on me for just not understanding what it actually meant. I'm just a dumbass. So, if you can forgive me for that, because I'm not re-recording all that. This video is long enough. The rough cut was even longer. So, yeah. Anyways, let's actually get on with the disc menu. All right, so this is the Blu-ray menu for the Special Extended Edition Part 1. So, yeah, we have play, scene selections, that's just your chapter select. Languages for audio, you have English, French, and I don't know what that is. For subtitles, you have, oh my gosh. So you have English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, I'm not sure, I think that's Korean, I'm not sure, Spanish, a lot of this I don't know, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, and then for special features, we have commentaries. So the director and writers. So Peter Jackson, director, writer, and producer. Fran Walsh, writer and producer, and Philippa Boyens, I'm not sure, writer. And then the design team: Grant Major, Richard Taylor, John Howe, Chris Hanna. Um, I'm not sure how you pronounce that one, but the costume designer, Alan Lee, Dan Hanna, and Tanya Roger. The production / post production team, so that's Barry Osborne, Rick Poraz, I don't know, Mark Ordesky, Howard Shore, the composer, Andrew Lesney, Jim Rigel, John Gilbert, Ethan Van der Rin, Christian Rivers, Mike Hopkins, Brian Van Hool, Randy Cook, and Alex Funk. The cast: Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Ian McKellen, John Rhys-Davies, Liv Tyler, Billy Boyd, Christopher Lee, Dominic Monaghan, Sean Bean, and Orlando Bloom. And then also we have this One Ring. Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so the ring, it just takes you to an alternate version of one of the scenes. So, yeah, let's move on to the next disc, which is just part 2 of the movie. Okay, so here is part 2 of the extended edition. So we have play, scene selections, this is just your chapter select. For languages, we have, for audio, we have English, French, and whatever that is. I'm sorry to anyone who speaks that language. I genuinely don't know what it is. English, French, Korean, Spanish, and then the rest of it is just I unfortunately I don't know. For special features, commentaries, we have the director and writers, the design team, the production and post-production team, the cast, and that's it. And then for this one, it's another ring. I'm not going to click on this one like I did last time because it caused a whole thing that I don't want to deal with again. So, yeah. So let's move on to the first appendix. I think I'm saying that right. I really hope I am. Okay, so here's the appendix part 1. So, yeah, we have the introduction, play all, J.R.R. Tolkien, creator of Middle-earth, from book to script, visualizing the story, designing and building Middle-earth, Middle-earth Atlas, tracing the journeys of the Fellowship, New Zealand as Middle-earth, I'm not sure what that does, and help. So I'm going to go to set up options. Yeah, so we have English subtitles, Spanish subtitles, and I'm assuming Portuguese subtitles, and obviously no subtitles. Main menu for index. Oh, that's cool. Oh, there's a lot on here. So, J.R.R. Tolkien, creator of Middle-earth, I already said that, from book to script. Storyboards and previs, making words into images. Designing Middle-earth, Weta Workshop, costume design, early storyboard sequence, the prologue, abandoned storyboard sequence, orc pursuit into Lothlorien. Again, forgive me for I am a filthy casual. Abandoned storyboard sequence, Sarn Geber Rapids Chase. Oh wow. I'm slowly realizing how little I actually know. Previs animatic, Gandalf rides to Orthonk. I don't know. Previz animatic, The Stairs of Khazad-dûm or Dum. I don't know. Storyboard to film comparison, Nazgul attack at Bree. Previs at film comparison, The Bridge of Khazad-dûm or Dum. I don't know. Bag end set test, Middle Earth Atlas, New Zealand is Middle Earth. That one was already said. Galleries, The People of Middle Earth. Aragorn, Arwen, Balrog, Bilbo Baggins, Boromir, The Cave Troll, Celeborn, I don't know. Elendil, Elrond, Frodo, Galadriel, Gandalf the Grey, Gil-galad, Gil-galad's army, Gimli, Isildur, Legolas, Merry, Moria orcs, Númenóreans, sure, orcs, Pippin, the Ringwraiths, Sam, Saruman the White, Sauron, Uruk-hai, the Watcher, and then the Realms of Middle-earth, Story Order, the Second Age, Prologue, the Shire, Bag End, Bree, Isengard, Weathertop, Trollshaw, and then this is the last one, Rivendell, Frodo's bedroom, Rivendell, Elrond's chamber, Moria, Lothlorien, the Silverlode, and the Anduin, and Amon Hen. So then back to the main menu. Help. I'm not going to read all this, but you can pause and read it if you so choose. And then I'm going to click on this and hopefully... Okay. God, there is so much on this one disc. The appendices and audio commentaries produced by Curdy Pellerin, DVD interactive menu design, video mastering, audio services, and then that's just the copyright. So yeah, that was Appendix 1. Let's go on to Appendix 2. All right, here's Appendix 2. So we have the introduction, play all, filming the Fellowship of the Ring, visual effects, post-production, putting it all together, digital grading, sound and music, the road goes ever on. Let's go to setup options. Setup options are English subtitles, Spanish subtitles, Portuguese subtitles, no subtitles. Index, this is going to be another long one. Okay, so it's not that bad. Documentaries, The Fellowship of the Cast, A Day in the Life of a Hobbit, Cameras in Middle-earth, Scale, Bigatures, which I assume is just big miniatures, Weta Digital, Editorial, Assembling an Epic, Documentaries continued, Digital Grading, The Soundscapes of Middle-earth, Music for Middle-earth, so I assume that's one about like Howard Shore and his music. Actually, that I assume that's a really good one because I really love the music in these movies. The Road Goes Ever On. Additional feature, editorial demonstration, The Council of Elrond, and then more. Galleries, production photos, Orthanc, I really don't know. Miniature, Rivendell miniature, Moria miniature, Lothlorien miniature, Hobbiton Factories miniature, and the Orgonath miniature. And then back to main menu for help. Again, I'm not reading all of this, but if you want to, go right ahead. And then for this, yeah, the appendices and audio commentaries produced by Curdy Pellerin, DVD interactive menu design, video mastering, audio services, and then this is just the copyright. All right, so let's move on to the final disc of Fellowship of the Ring, and that's just labeled behind the scenes. All right, so the Fellowship of the Ring behind the scenes, it just has two options, play and languages. Play just takes you to like a documentary, I assume. I didn't really watch much of it. I was just like, oh, what's going on here? And then for languages, we have spoken languages, English. I don't really think we can change that. Yeah. And then for subtitles, we have English, I unfortunately don't know. Korean, uh, Spanish, Portuguese, I assume, and then just off. So yeah, that was all of the discs for Fellowship of the Ring. Let's go back to the table and then look at the next film. Okay, that was The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. And then let's move on to the next movie, which is The Two Towers. This is probably my favorite in the trilogy. I'm not sure if that's an unpopular opinion. Knowing the internet, it probably is. But yeah. Oh, I never realized that this bit is actually slightly raised up. Yeah. But yeah. So here's the front. Here's the spine, and then here's the back. Yeah. So then let's open this up. Here we go. So you have the extended edition on disc 1, the extended edition on disc 2. So this one is also 2 discs, which makes sense because this one's actually longer. Part 3, The Journey Continues. Part 4, The Battle for Middle-earth begins. And then just the behind the scenes. Oh, I noticed this disc is like extremely loose on the cap here. I hope that doesn't become a big problem. But yeah. So let's head to the TV and let's see what these discs have to offer. All right, so here's the disc menu for the extended edition of The Two Towers, Part 1. Play scene selections, it's your chapter select. For languages, audio-wise, we have English, French, I'm not sure. For subtitles, we have English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Korean, Spanish, and the rest of those, I don't know what they are. If someone would like to tell me in the comments, that would be lovely. For special features, we have commentaries. Oh, this is going to be a long read. The directors and writers, Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh, and Philippa Boyens. I hope I'm saying that right. The design team, Richard Taylor, Tanya Roger, Grant Major, Alan Lee, John Howe, Dan Hanna, Chris Hanna. The production/post-production team, so that's Barry M. Osborne, Jabez Olson, Mark Ordesky, Rick Porras, I don't know, Andrew Lesney, Howard Shore, Mike Horton, Jim Regal, Joe Lettery, or Lettieri, I'm not sure, Randy Cook, Ethan Van Der Rin, Christian Rivers, Mike Hopkins, Brian Van Hull, and Alex Funk. The cast, Elijah Wood, Dominic Monaghan, Sean Astin, John Rhys-Davies, Orlando Bloom, Christopher Lee, Billy Boyd, Sean Bean, Bernard Hill, Miranda Odo, John Noble, David Wenham, Craig Parker, Brad Dourif, who's actually the voice of Chucky, by the way, Andy Serkis, and Carl Urban. And yeah. And then here's the ring. I'm sure that's another thing, but I'm not going to check. So yeah, that was part 1. Let's move on to part 2. All right, so here is part 2. So yeah, you got play, your chapter select. That's just what I'm going to call it now. Languages, audio, English, French. I'm not sure what that third one is. Subtitles. English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Korean, Spanish, I'm not sure what the other ones are. And for special features, we have the commentaries again. I'm not reading all that again. And then, oh, they don't even have the ring on this one. All right. So, yeah. Now let's move on to the appendices now. And the next one will be the third one. All right, so this is part 3 of the appendices. So we have introduction, play all, J.R.R. Tolkien, Origins of Middle-earth, From Book to Script, Finding the Story, Designing and Building Middle-earth, Gollum, damn, he has his own section. I guess that makes sense. That was a huge special effects achievement at the time. Even now it's quite impressive. Middle-earth, Atlas, New Zealand as Middle-earth. Then for setup options, Uh, we have English subtitles, Spanish subtitles, and Portuguese subtitles, and no subtitles. Uh, Man, these fade-ins are, you know? And then for index, okay, this is going to be an even longer read than the Fellowship one. All right, so for documentaries, J.R.R. Tolkien, Origins of Middle-earth, From Book to Script, Finding the Story, Designing Middle-earth, Weta Workshop, The Taming of Smeagol. Additional features, Andy Serkis animation reference, Gollum's stand-in, Middle-earth Atlas, New Zealand as Middle-earth, Galleries, The Peoples of Middle-earth, alphabetical order, Easterlings, Ents, Eomer, Eowyn, I'm not sure, Faramir, Fell Beasts, Gandalf the White, Gollum, Grima Wormtongue, Grishnock, Haradrim, Ithilien Rangers, King Theoden, King's Royal Guard, Mumakil? Oh my god. Riders of Rohan, Theodred. I already know I'm going to get a bunch of shit in the comments for this. Third Age Elven Warriors, Treebeard, Uruk-hai, Wargs and Riders, Wildmen, Dead Marshes, Adoras, Emin Mule, I don't know. Fangorn Forest, Helm's Deep, Haneth Anun, Isengard, Ithilien, Meduseld, the Golden Hall, Osgiliath, oh my god, Plains of Rohan, Stables, Theodred's Bedroom, The Realms of Middle-earth, Story Order, Emin Mul, Plains of Rohan, Dead Marshes, Fangorn Forest, Edoras. Okay, I've said all these. Helm's Deep. Okay, yeah, you get it. You get it by now. And then for help, I'm not reading all this, but you can if you so please, or if you so choose. And then click on the middle here. DVD credits, the appendices, and audio commentaries produced by Kutri Pellerin. DVD menu design, video mastering, audio services, and then this is probably just the copyright. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see. Weird. For Fellowship, they did the copyright with like the number year, but for this one, they're using Roman numerals. Like it just says 2003, but like, weird. Anyways, that was Appendix 3. Let's move on to Appendix 4. Alright, so here's Appendix 4. So introduction, play all, filming the two towers, visual effects, editorial, refining the story, music and sound, the battle for Helm's Deep is over, then setup options. If the thing will load. There we go. English subtitles, subtitles in Spanish, subtitles in Portuguese, and then no subtitles. Main menu. And then let's move on to the index. And then for documentaries, we have Warriors of the Third Age, Cameras in Middle-earth, Bigatures, What a Digital, Editorial, Refining the Story, Music for Middle-earth. I swear a lot of these are repeats. Documentaries continued, The Soundscapes of Middle-earth, The Battle for Helm's Deep is over, Additional features, The Flooding of Isengard animatic, Sound demonstration, Helm's Deep, production photos, Abandoned Concepts, Slime Balrog, Abandoned Concepts, Endless Stair, miniature galleries, Barad-dûr, the Black Gate, miniatures galleries continued, Fangorn Forest, Helm's Deep, Osgiliath, Ruined Isengard, and Ziraxagil? I really don't know. And then, again, for help, you may read that. I'm pretty sure none of this is changing, so yeah. And then if you click on the middle here, DVD credits, The appendices and audio commentaries produced by Curdy Pellerin, DVD menu design, video mastering, audio services, and then the copyright year. And yeah. So let's move on to the final disc of the Two Towers, which is just the Two Towers behind the scenes. I love how for these behind the scenes discs, they don't even have an animation. It literally just flashes on the screen. So yeah. So here's the behind the scenes disc for the Two Towers. So play, I'm assuming it's another documentary like for Fellowship of the Ring. Languages, spoken languages is English, and then subtitles, English, I'm not sure. Korean, Spanish, and Portuguese, off, and return. All right, so let's move back to the table and let's look at Return of the King. Okay. So that was the Two Towers. Let's move on to the final installment in the trilogy. I don't know why I'm like you probably know what this is. This is Return of the King. I'll admit this is probably my least favorite in the series, and this is when you can really feel the runtime, especially during the endings. And I do mean endings. But yeah, so here's the front, here's the spine, and then here's the back, if you want to read any of that for whatever reason. But yeah, so then let's open this up. So yeah, you have Extended Edition, Disc 1, Extended Edition, Disc 2. So yeah, this one makes the most sense to have on 2 discs because, what is that? 263 minutes. That's like almost 4.5 hours. So like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So then we have Part 5, The War of the Ring. Part 6, The Passing of an Age, and then Return of the King behind the scenes. So yeah, let's head back to the TV and see what these have to offer. All right, so this is the first disc of Return of the King. Yeah, so play, chapter select, languages for audio. We have English, French. You get the gist by now. English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Korean, Spanish. I don't know the rest of them. Again, I think you're getting the gist by now. Special features, commentaries, the director and writers, Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh, and Philippa Boyens. The design team, Grant Major, Richard Taylor, Nagila Dixon, I'm not sure, Alan Lee, John Howe, Chris Henna, Dan Henna, and Tanya Roger. The production/post-production team, Barry M. Osborne, Rick Porras, Mark Ordesky, Howard Shore, Jamie Selkirk, Jim Regal, Annie Collins, Ethan Van Der Ryn, Joe Lettery, Mike Hopkins, Randy Cook, Christian Rivers, Brian Van Hull, Alex Funk, ASC, I don't know what that means. The cast, Elijah Wood, Bernard Hill, Ennard, Ian McKellen, Christopher Lee, Liv Tyler, Billy Boyd, Sean Astin, Dominic Monaghan, John Rhys-Davies, Orlando Bloom, Hugo Weaving, John Noble, Miranda Otto, Andy Serkis, David Wenham, Lawrence Macor. Wow. I really don't. I probably butchered that one. I apologize. And Smeagol Gollum? Is that part of the... Interesting. And then there's another ring. So, yeah, that was part 1. Let's move on to part 2. Okay, I figure I should talk about this now. When you pop in the part 2 of a Blu-ray, this is the first thing you get, or at least I'm not sure if this is because I popped in part 1 and it's like some sort of internal memory thing or whatever. But yeah, I've always just been going to the right here that says disc menu, and then the animation plays, or not really an animation, but you know what I mean. This that's playing right now. So we have play, scene selections, so your chapter select, languages, audio, English, French, don't know. English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Korean, Spanish, the rest I don't know. Special features, commentaries, it's the same ones. and then a ring. Again, I assume for one final thing. Okay, so then the next disc is the next appendix. So let's move on to Appendix 5. All right, so here is Appendix 5, which is for Return of the King, War of the King. So yeah, introduction, play all, J.R.R. Tolkien, The Legacy of Middle-earth, from book to script, designing and building Middle-earth, home of the Horse Lords, Middle-earth Atlas, New Zealand is Middle-earth, setup options, which is English subtitles, Spanish subtitles, Portuguese subtitles, no subtitles. And then for index, is this one going to be? Oh my god, it's even longer. Okay, documentaries, I've read all this already. Costume design, Home of the Horse Lords. Additional features, abandoned concept, Aragorn battles Sauron. Additional features continued, Middle-earth Atlas, for fuck's sake. Galleries, the people of Middle-earth, alphabetical order, Aragorn, the Army of the Dead, Arwen, Bilbo Baggins, Citadel Guard, Corsairs, Deagle, Denethor, Éomer, Éowyn, Faramir, Fell Beast, Fountain Guard, Frodo, Gimli, Gondorian Army, Great Beasts, Haradrim, Legolas, Merry, Mouth of Sauron, Mumakil, I don't know, Orcs, Pippin, Sam, Shelob, Smeagol, Trolls, the Witch King, and then is this the Realms? Yeah, the Realms of Middle-earth, Cirith Ungol, the Citadel, Don Harrow, East Ithilien, the Hallows, Minas Morgul, Minas Tirith, Mount Doom, Orc Camp, Paths of the Dead, Rivendell, Sammath Naur, Crack of Doom, Shelob's Lair, Siege of Gondor, Smeagol's Story, Miniatures, Cirith Ungol, Corsair Ship, Docks of Harlond, I can't talk, The Grey Havens, Grond, Miniatures continued, The Hallows, Minas Morgul, Minas Tirith, Paths of the Dead, and Siege Towers. Whew! And then for help, I don't even know why I keep clicking on these, but I mean, you know. And then click on the middle here. DVD credits, the appendices and audio commentaries produced by Pellerin Multimedia Inc. Oh, that's different. DVD menu design, video mastering, audio services, and then this is the copyright year. Okay, so this one's also in Roman numerals. Why was Fellowship in... Never mind. Anyways, so that was Appendix 5. Let's move on to Appendix 6. All right, so here is Appendix 6, the final appendix. Dear God, I still hope I'm saying that right. Anyways, introduction, play all, filming The Return of the King, visual effects, post-production, Journey's End, The Passing of an Age, Cameron Duncan, the inspiration for Into the West, setup options, English subtitles, Spanish subtitles, Portuguese subtitles, no subtitles, index. Okay, documentaries, Cameras in Middle-earth. I've read all of these. The End of All Things, The Passing of an Age, additional features, production photo gallery, additional features continued, visual effects demonstration, the Mumakil battle, Cameron Duncan, the inspiration for Into the West, DFK 6498, and Strike Zone. And then help, just one final time. And then click on the middle here. DVD credits, the appendices and audio commentaries produced by Pellerin Multimedia Inc., DVD menu design, video mastering, audio services, and then just the copyright. So, yeah. Let's move on to the Return of the King behind the scenes disc. All right, so here's the Return of the King behind the scenes, play, which is another documentary. Languages, spoken languages, English, and then for subtitles, English, I don't know, Korean, Spanish, Portuguese. And yeah, so let's go back to the table and let's now unbox the Hobbit Blu-ray. All right, so that was the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition Blu-rays. Now, let's put all these back and let's unbox the Hobbit motion picture trilogy. Now, from what I understand, there are extended editions of the Hobbit movies. I don't think this has any of those. And even if it did, well, because I'll admit, I've seen these movies too. Not the biggest fan, because I admit I haven't read any of the original books, but I do know that dragging one book that is only 80,000 pages into 3 movies is not a good idea, especially since when Fellowship of the Ring has so many more words and makes a pretty good 3-hour movie. And how did this happen? What the heck? There we go. But, yeah. So yeah, is this a backing? It is a backing. Okay, so I can just take that off. Yeah, it's the snot glue. So, yeah. So, here's the front, here's the top, here's the bottom, here's the spine, and then here's the back. Here's the back, or like with the backing, then here's it without. So, yeah. Let's slide this out. All right. Oh, it's a thick case, but yeah, front, spine, back. This does come with digital codes, so I'm gonna take that out. I don't really think it's gonna be redeemable anymore, but it doesn't hurt. So yeah. So here's The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug, and The Hobbit: Battle of the Five Armies. And then, oh, the discs are falling out. There we go. So then here's The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey special features, The Hobbit: An Unexpected, or what? The Desolation of Smaug special features, and then the discs keep falling out. Ah, it's annoying. There we go. So then here's The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies special features, which is like, okay, how do you make a whole movie, a whole 2.5-hour long movie, out of literally 2 pages in the book, and the entire point is basically, yeah, no, war is stupid, or like this entire conflict is stupid. Like, how do you do that? I don't know what Warner Brothers was smoking, but Jesus Christ. And then, yeah, here's The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey on DVD. Here's The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug on DVD. And then here's The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies on DVD. So let's go to the TV and let's see what all of these discs... Why does this keep falling out? All of these discs have to offer. Not the DVDs, but the Blu-rays. All right. So here is the disc menu for The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. So yeah, play movie, scene selections, chapter select, languages. For spoken languages, we have English, French, Spanish. I don't know what kind of, I assume Latin Spanish, so I'm not quite sure. And then Portuguese. For subtitles, we have English for the deaf, or sorry, for the hearing impaired, or for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Latin, Spanish, again, I assume, and then Portuguese, and then New Zealand, home of Middle Earth. Appears to just be a 6-minute featurette. So, yeah. Now let's move on to the disc menu for The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug. All right, so here's the disc menu for The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug. So we have play movie, chapter select, languages, spoken languages. We have English, French, again Latin, Spanish. I'm not really sure. Yeah, Portuguese, subtitles, English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Latin, Spanish, Portuguese, and then for special features, we have New Zealand, Home of Middle-earth, Part 2. All right, so now let's move on to the disc menu for The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. All right, so here's the disc menu for The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. So we have Play Movie, Chapter Select, Languages, Spoken Languages, English, French, Latin, Spanish. I'm just going to roll with that. Portuguese, Subtitles, English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Latin, Spanish, Portuguese, and then for special features, we have New Zealand, Home of Middle-earth, Part 3. So, yeah. Now let's move on to the next disc in this set, which is the special features disc for The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Alright, so this is the disc menu for The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, special features. So for special features, we have New Zealand, Home of Middle-earth, which was on the last disc, or the last Unexpected Journey disc, video blogs, theatrical trailers, and game trailers. For languages, spoken languages, we have English, and then for subtitles, we have English for the hearing impaired, French, Latin, Spanish, Portuguese, and yeah. So now let's move on to the special features disc for The Desolation of Smaug. All right, so here's the disc menu for, the disc menu for the special features of The Desolation of Smaug. For featurettes, we have Peter Jackson invites you to the set, play all in the company of The Hobbit, All in a Day's Work, I See Fire music video, live event in the cutting room, production videos, production video 11, introduction to pickups shooting, production video 12, recap of pickups part 1, production video 13, recap of pickups part 2, production video 14, music scoring, and then for trailers, play all, trailer 1, trailer 2, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug preview, The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey extended edition trailer, Lego The Hobbit game trailer, The Hobbit: Kingdoms of Middle-earth game trailer, languages, spoken languages is English, subtitles, English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Latin, Spanish, and Portuguese. So let's move on to the final disc of this set, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. Alright, here's the final disc of this set, which is the Battle of the Five Armies special features disc. So featurettes, recruiting the five armies, completing Middle-earth, a 6-part saga, a 17-year journey, The Last Goodbye, behind the scenes featurette, music video, and then for trailers, trailer number 2, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug extended edition trailer, languages, English, spoken languages, subtitles, English for the deaf and hard of hearing, French, Latin, Spanish, Portuguese, and then off. And then for credits, it plays the credits. I should have seen that coming. All right. So, okay, I'm going to be completely real with you. I film all the disc stuff completely separate. Like, I film all the table stuff first, and then I film all the disc stuff. And while filming all the disc stuff for this, I realize there is such a thing as being too thorough. So, I apologize for putting you through all that, assuming you watched it all. But also, thank you for actually sticking around through all of that. But, yeah, anyways, let's head back to the table. All right, so that was my unboxing of the Middle-earth movies on Blu-ray. I'll see you next time. A new challenger? What the hell do you mean by new challenger? Oh. Yeah, I guess I should probably look at these too, huh? So, yeah. Now, if you know anything about these sets and saw this, then you know there's a lot of repeats. But I figured it would be nice to look at these. So, yeah, let me just move these to the side. And let's look at the DVD versions of the Lord of the Rings extended edition or edition trilogy. I can't talk. So yeah, I love these. The way that they're like almost made up to feel like leather bound books. They're not leather. I don't think that would be very expensive. But yeah. So let's start at the beginning with Fellowship of the Ring. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a bunch of texturing on it. It looks really nice. And these I think are slightly embossed. But yeah, so here's the front. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's the spine. And then here's the back. And yeah, so let's slide this out. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, front, spine, back. And then this is going to be tricky. So it opens up like this. And then let's focus on the left side first. So we have a small map of, okay, so I think that's from the Shire to, forgive me for I'm only a filthy casual. But yeah, it's a small map of Middle-earth. And yeah, so here's the first two discs. These are just for the movie. But yeah, and we'll look at this in a little bit. And then on the other side, we have the appendices. So part 1 and part 2. Sorry, part 1 and part 2, which I'm sure you saw in the Blu-ray. But yeah, let's move over to this. This is a little booklet that came with this movie. And yeah, so here you get like a little spiel about the movie and the appendices it comes with. This is just like all the chapters. And then right here, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what this is supposed to represent. I'm sure this is like supposed to be helping you with the DVD menus, but yeah. And I guess I should show you this too. There's also stuff on the back as well. So yeah. So let's do this. I'm not going to show you the disc menus of these ones because I'm sure that the Blu-ray and DVD menus for the movies are the exact same. Like, I don't just mean like the shared discs. I mean like for the movie itself as well. I don't know. I'll probably still check it out. If they're not the same, I'm yapping about nothing, and I'll show you that soon. And if I'm not, there's probably text already on the screen. But let's move on to the next one, which is the Two Towers. I really like the red on this one. I don't know why. But yeah, here's the front, top, bottom, spine, and then the back. That was a lot smoother of a, so then front, spine, back. Oh yeah, this is when, this is when we first see Gandalf the White. But yeah. So you open this up, and again, let's start on the left. So here's, this is probably a bit more of yeah, this is just more of the journey throughout the movie. So still a map of Middle-earth. And okay, there is supposed to be a thing here, but I don't know where it is, and it's the same for Return of the King, because I know all of them came with stuff like that, but whatever. So yeah, here's the extended edition on the two discs. Yeah, and then let's move over to the right side, which has the appendices. So yeah, let's put this back. Same deal with Fellowship that I was talking about earlier. And then Return of the King. So yeah, you know the deal by now. front, top, bottom, spine, back. Taking that out. Front, spine, back. Let's open this up. Start with the left side again. So yeah, this is like I assume, yeah, even more of Fellowship of the journey. So this is actually when they get to Mordor. Yeah. So again, there is supposed to be a thing here, but don't know where it is. Probably got lost. Yeah, and then here's the extended editions. Again, this is getting repetitive. And then yeah, here's the appendices. I noticed these are actually missing the behind the scenes that these have. So I'm wondering if that was like a different edition or if that was something that was only added to these for some reason. But yeah. So yeah. There you have it. That's the DVD versions of all these extended cuts of Lord of the Rings. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.